Do we still need to finish?
Yeah, we can finish here whenever you've got a few minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Just a chat, 1, 2, 3. Your name is, yes, sit up just a little bit.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So, and Walt Bowland, he's with
Yeah.
Florida Citrus Mutual.
Retired
Retired.
3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You good? Okay.
And
Ready?
okay.
So, Walt.
And I spent over 50 years working for Florida Citrus Mutual, and one of my favorite stories I always like to tell my friends is about our CEO, Bob Rutledge.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, is that Bob Rutledge? And he lived there south of Lakeland, and our comptroller, Ed Dean, got a phone call one night about 12 o'clock from Mr. Rutledge. Said he needed help for Ed to come over, and Ed went over there, and Mr. Rutledge had drove his Jeep in the swimming pool. So they had to go get a wrecker and pull it out of the swimming pool.
Was the Jeep any good after that?
Did he what?
Was the Jeep any good after that?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I just heard this secondhand, you know.
That's funny. Oh my
I
God.
doubt if it was any good if it went in the pool, you know.
What do you think his wife said?
And and I spent a lot of time calling on growers, trying to get them to sign up in Mutual. And in particular, there was one man, he was disking his grove, and I walked down the middle where he was, and he stopped his tractor and come over there, wanted to know and I told him I wanted him to join Florida Citrus Mutual, and he had all the kind of excuses not to join. And I guess he thought I would walk off and leave him, but I was very persistent. I did. And finally he said, "Give me that piece of paper and I'll sign it. I got to get back to work."
How old were you?
And how old was I?
Yeah.
I was probably 35 years old.
How long had you worked for Mutual by that point?
Oh, I started working for Mutual in, I think, around 30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I graduated from college when I was 29, and I went to work for Mutual about 3 years later.
Okay.
Yeah. But I worked for them close to 50 years,
Oh my gosh.
and I always enjoyed, going and calling on people that trying to get them to join Mutual.
So was that guy your toughest one?
No, my toughest one was probably somebody that was, what was he doing? He was an executive of a company, and I used to go by his office and see him, and I think he got tired of seeing me. So I went in there, and he said, "I'm going to join because I know you're tired of coming by here." I said, "Yes, sir, I am tired of coming by." He said, "Well, I'm going to go ahead and join. You won't have to come anymore." But I really believe that he was the one that was tired, not me, because I never gave up. But anyway, that's just was part of the fun of being out among strangers, and
Right.
people. But I will say that I think the Florida citrus growers are some of the finest people in the world.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who were some of your favorites?
Oh, my favorites were probably Bill McMullen from Riverview.
I didn't know Bill.
Yeah, he was on the board for a while. And Bob Gibson from Wauchula, he worked for Mutual for a while. And Steve Sorrells from Arcadia
Yep.
was one of my favorites. And Vic Story over in Lake Wales was a favorite of mine. And today probably Dave Crumley is one of my favorite people
Dave's a super
over
guy.
there, yeah. But it's just it's been a joy knowing those people and being able to associate with them.
What were some of the other funny stories that you've come across?
Brenda, you have to give me time, but
Well, I know we had a
no.
lot of funny stories about Ben Hill Jr.
Yeah,
and the third.
yeah. Well, no, I think one of the funniest was that Maxie.
All right.
I used to call on that, and he was the founder of Florida Citrus Mutual, and then he got in for a year or two, and the Mutual didn't do what he thought it should do, so he got out. So later on, I found out about what I just said, and so I started calling on him, and he didn't want anything to do with it. He called me boy. He said, "Boy, what do you want?" I said, "I want you to join Mutual." He said, "Well, I used to join Mutual, but Mutual didn't do this and didn't do that." So I worried him pretty hard, and then he passed away, and his son-in-law took over. Yeah, took over, and they invited me to one of their board meetings one time there in Frostproof, and I went there and I told them a little bit about Mutual, and they said they would let me know. So they called me about 3 or 4 weeks later, and I was on a fishing trip down in Everglades. So they wanted me to come tomorrow to the meeting, and well, I didn't want to go. I was fishing. So.
Priorities here, Walt.
Well, I was with a good friend in his. He had a brand new pickup truck. So he said, "Well, take my truck, drive it on up to Frostproof, and do what you got to do, and come back." So I went up to Frostproof and did what I was going to do, and then I was in a hurry to get back down to go fishing. So I was driving way too fast down Highway 29 below Immokalee, and there was some buzzers in the road up in front of me, and they all got up but one and flew away. With that one, I hit him hard, and he dent the front of my friend's truck just on the grill. So I stopped there beside the road, and I had some hammer in the back of his truck. So I got the hammer out and fixed all that. Just a little dent on the front, but he
Plucked all the feathers out.
yeah, but he was so particular. So he never did mention it,
No.
He probably thought he hit something sometime, but
And you never told him?
I never told him. No, he'd have had a fit, Brenda, if I told him. Yeah. Some things are best not said.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So anyway, but those are some of my stories.
But did Ladd ever say what Mutual didn't do that he was so upset about?
Yes. Is this recorded?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He organized Mutual because he thought the processors were not giving the growers enough money for their fruit, and that the growers should get whatever the fruit is worth, and processors were taking advantage of the growers. So he got all these growers together and organized Florida Citrus Mutual, and Florida Citrus Mutual started telling the growers what their fruit was worth depending on the sales outlook and the size of the crop and so on. And we started sending out the market news bulletin,
Right.
which had all the prices in there that the processors were paying. And he thought we wasn't doing enough. He just thought the prices ought to be higher than they were. So he just never got over. I don't think he wanted to, eat his crow, so he just never would join again. But he was a was a funny man. Yeah,
I never knew him.
yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I didn't know him very long. He passed away, but had some good times with him. But just talking and so on. So anyway, the fun was, talking to people about things that I enjoy talking about, which citrus is number one,
Right.
and the outdoors, hunting and fishing and going to North Carolina and things like that were other things that I enjoyed.
Now Dixie just passed away. Did you go up to Dixie's funeral?
No, I didn't get to go. I was up in West Florida
Okay.
at my in-laws, my brother-in-law's house up there. That when the funeral took place, or I would have gone.
Right.
Yeah,
He was a super guy. I like Dixie.
Yeah, he was a great guy, but I never had a chance to spend much time with him.
I know Rusty was real close with him,
Yeah,
so.
Rusty was there, and there was some good people on the board. One of them was Mr. Futch from Dade City. It was Steve Futch's daddy from Dade City. He was on the board. He was a great guy. And then I had what was his name? Adams, Ben Adams up there.
Okay.
And Ben ran Likes Passcode. And he and I became good friends. And
I didn't know him very well
yeah.
either.
But
Is that the
let
Ben
me,
Adams that's in Winter Haven, or which one?
No, they were no kin at all.
Oh, wow.
This Adams was another Adams, but he ran the Adams in Winter Haven
Right.
for a while. But one story I do want to tell about Ben Adams that just came to me is that Ben loved to hunt, and he had a hunting lease outside of Dade City, and I was there one day in Ben's office. He said, "You want to go hunt this afternoon?" Well, yeah, I want to go. So he said, "Well, be over to my house about 4 o'clock and we'll go out to the hunting lease and hunt." So I was there, and we went out to the hunting lease. They had a cabin with a porch, and we sat out there on the porch, and we had a couple of drinks of fine liquor, and it started getting dark. And they were, "Ben, when we going hunting?" He said, "Well, let's let it get dark first." And I said, "We gonna hunt at night?" He said, "Yeah, you never done that." Well, I never have
Are you
hunted.
hunting gators or what?
Hunting deer, shining the
Night?
deer. He said, "You want to carry the gun or the light, the flashlight?" So we drove off out there in the woods somewhere and got out, started walking around. Pretty soon I walked up on a deer. You could see his 2 eyes, And the Ben shot the deer, and we loaded the deer up and took it back, and that was. I went on home after that. Ben took the deer somewhere.
Huh. I always thought it was like an early morning or late, early evening, but not nighttime, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was strictly against the law to do that.
Oh, it was?
but,
That's what
yeah.
I thought it might have been.
Yeah. So, but Ben is not with us anymore, so they won't arrest Ben. But
Well, thank you for clarifying that, because I thought it was, but never.
yeah, no, it's strictly against the law. But he was just a guy that would do anything, And I went there one day, went to see him, and he said, "Do you want to go flying?" I said, "Yeah, let's go." He had access to a small airplane, one-engine airplane. So we went out there to the Dade City Airport and jumped in that airplane, and we flew up to Cedar Key.
Oh,
And
nice.
had landed at Cedar Key and had lunch there at Cedar Key, Came on back.
That's fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a nice, good day.
That was a good day.
Yeah, good day. Yeah, good day at work. Yeah. So
So how long did it take you to have to sign people up? And how many people do you think you
some of
actually
them,
signed up?
Brenda, some people I signed up the first time I saw them. They said, "Yeah, that's just what I think we need." And some people, it would take me up to maybe 10 years to sign up, like Likes Brothers, people like that, a long time to sign them up. because they had to go, I guess, through the ladder and get permission from everybody. And then some people just wasn't going to join anything. We got people right now that don't belong, but they'll never, I don't think they'll ever belong, but never say never, but
Right.
they don't give any indication that they would. So, anyway,
And so
that's
you
it.
just retired how long ago?
Do what?
You just retired how long ago? 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah.
So are you
And,
hunting and fishing more?
No, I'm hunting and fishing less because all my buddies are gone. So all my buddies are leaving, you know.
Right.
They're going to the graveyard, but I was out of all my hunting buddies. I'm the only one left, and
Oh, wow.
these young guys, they don't want to take old man hunting with them, you know. So I don't get to go and fishing. I had 3 or 4 fishing boats, and I've sold all them. And then again, all my fishing buddies are gone too. So I kind of spend the day now looking for something to do, you know. But all in all, in the end of the end, my days are spent going to see people that I've known over the years. You know, like Vic Story and Kyle, you know, and the McKennas and people like that.
Well, that's good that you're keeping those relationships up. Absolutely.
Yeah, I keep the relationship up very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for telling us a few stories today. I appreciate
Well,
it.
I hope it's what you wanted.
It always helps, you
I'm
know
not
that.
a very good storyteller, but
You are.
and I'll think as soon as I walk out that door, I'll think of something else I
If
should
you think
have
of
done.
something else, you can come back and we'll do another clip.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So, is there anything on Mutual itself that you wanted to talk about?
Oh yes, I think that the Florida citrus growers would have never survived without Florida Citrus Mutual, because the Florida citrus grower, there were so many of them. There was over 10,000 at one time, and there was 30 or 40 different packing houses and canning plants that were handling their fruit, and the average grower didn't know what his fruit was worth, and you know, he didn't know where to sell it, and there was started to be more and more government regulations on growers, and they didn't have anybody to represent them. And Mutual started doing this and a lobbying for the growers, and I think that was a big help to the growers, that they wouldn't have survived in today's world without somebody holding their hand and helping them out in Tallahassee and in Washington.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's probably, today, that's probably one of the most important things that Florida Citrus Mutual does.
Yes, absolutely.
Is their representation in Tallahassee and Washington. I sure do.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Brenda.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, all right. You've been trying to do this for a long time.
I have. I have been trying to get you for a while.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Oh, I
Brenda.
know.
Okay. Am I going to get to see